Hello, energy party people. I'm going to hold for applause. You guys. Okay. Yeah. So while we're waiting for the crowd to gather, let's do a little smudging. Here we go. And as soon as I get this lit, this Palo Santo wood, let's play my beautiful theme song, care of Artica Productions.
You are magic, magic. We are magic. Magic Mondays with Colleen.
Okay, so that's enough. That's enough smudging. All right. So that being said, welcome to another rousing episode of Magic Mondays. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Colleen McCann. Yeah. Oh, I see we have somebody checking in. Yay! Yvonne is here. Awesome. Hi. Hi. Just trying to say hi and hey at the same time. Let's okay, apparently I'm not quite ready here. Let's get your theme song going. Yeah, I have not been great with the quick scrolls. My eyes are like, no. That being said, here you go, Yvonne.
Yvonne is in the house. Check her out.
You know, I don't get enough opportunity in my life every day to do the double finger guns. So thanks, Yvonne. Okay, so that being said, yeah, so welcome, whether you're watching now or in the future. And oh, Roy is here. Hey, Roy. Okay, well, you know what that means. Um, you know what that means. I can do this. Here you go, Roy. Ugh. Okay, let's try that again. My thumb hit the phone. Seriously, I need like a monkey or something to help me do this extra stuff. Okay, that being said, here you go, Roy.
He's a CPA and he's here today. It's Roy. Hi, Roy.
Okay. All right. Well, those are your craptastic theme songs. Oh, Blanca's here. Okay. Hi, Blanca. Okay. So, you know what that means? That's right. Theme song time. Theme song time. There you are. Here you go.
Blanca. Oh, Blanca. Thank you for showing up today. Yay!
All right. Okay. So now that we've taken care of that, um, let's see. I have a few things to say. Well, all right. Well, Coop says, "Hey, you guys," or "Hi, you guys," but Coop, you're gonna wait for your theme song, just so you know. Okay. Well, this would be a good time to. I'll just mention. I have a new sponsor, which I'm excited about, and let me ask you this. Do you have an uncomfortable conversation that you need to have and you just don't wanna? Like that thing that's like this monkey on your back. You gotta tell some people or a person, maybe you need to break up with somebody, or maybe you need to tell somebody, your new girlfriend, that you've spent time in prison. Um, Whatever it is, it really doesn't matter because I want you to meet Frank Lombardo of Painfully Frank. Frank will go to your place of business. He'll go to your home. He'll go have this conversation that you want to leave your wife and 7 kids. He'll look her straight in the eye and tell her that you're leaving. So, no fuss, no muss. So, contact Frank Lombardo at franklombardo.com and mention Magic Mondays for a free mini secret revealed. So, that can't be you're leaving your wife and 7 children, or sorry honey, it turns out I am gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But that could be something like telling your wife that you are the one who ate the pie. You are the one who got drunk at the office party and photocopied your bare butt on the machine. Um, yeah, if you had a secret affair at that office party drunk, that does not qualify for the freebie. So once again, painfully frank with your friend Frank Lombardo. Thanks, Frank. Painfully frank. Okay, so that being said, we had a big, well, okay. So in Southern California and elsewhere, but I live in Southern California, so it's not all that I care about. I want everyone to be safe and warm and happy and loved and all of that stuff. But from my perspective, the hurricane turned into a rainy day. Um, yeah, the biggest inconvenience was I felt the need to close. We have lots of windows open summer, especially upstairs, and I was afraid like, oh, this huge storm is going to come and get on the computers. But nope. The biggest inconvenience, from my point of view, except for the window thing, is that when I was doing my spoiler TMI, doing my enemas this morning in our upstairs bathroom, there's a lovely skylight and there's leaves all over it. Wah, wah. So I had a kind of semi barely obstructed view, but there really wasn't anything to see anyway because it's pretty overcast here. Yeah. So that being said, I think that's all I have to say about the storm. I appreciate we got kind of excited last night because after we're like, I guess nothing's happening. The winds picked up, but nothing that we haven't had here before. So, yeah. And I hope if you live in the regions affected, I hope that you just got your plants watered for the most part. Our deck has more leaves on it than usual, but it's usually not cleaned off anyway, so whatever. But all my plants from the deck are all huddled together, to be protected. And Fikey, our rescue ficus, that's right. You'll read about him in my book if you ever read my book someday. Drink. Um, yeah, Dave like put a rope around him and tied him to a pole so he wouldn't blow over. So now he probably just feels like he's in bondage or something. Poor Fikey. I'll go rescue him after this. Anyway, good story, bro. Yeah. So just to get me off of this track here, let's go ahead and review what I call my credo. The universe is in a conspiracy for our happiness. The universe always has our backs. Therefore, if it's happening to us, it's happening for us. So, when the shit hits the fan, what's the universe bringing to our attention for our highest growth, healing, and happiness? Which is really handy to remember. Well, if you choose to see life this way, that the universe really is 100% on your back. It's a friendly universe that's always conspiring for your happiness. Yeah. So, anywho, okay. Well, if you got my newsletter this morning, you'll know that for the last several days, I've been feeling really calm, like unusually calm. Yeah, and it's been really nice. Being an empath and having prolonged periods of feeling calm is great. And I've even considered making myself a recording. I heard somebody on a podcast talking about this. It's like somebody who's also sensitive and really goes through it. I was thinking of making a recording for myself to remind myself, okay, you feel like you're in the pit of hell and nothing can ever be good again. But remember what Mrs. Garrett said on The Facts of Life all those years ago to the girls of Eastland. When one of their classmates died by suicide, she told them the one thing you can count on in life is that it's always changing. So, okay, why am I still talking about this? I'm just bragging because I feel calm. Okay, so that's all I have written down. So let's go ahead and play Coop's theme song, shall we? Da, 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 da. Here we go. Ooh, ooh, we're catching up with Coop.
We're catching up with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Oops.
hi everybody.
Sorry. Having technical difficulties here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking kind of dim. I think to have my it's overcast here, and I have my light on, which is kind of I think it's messing with the brightness of my camera. But otherwise, I'm okay.
I think you look fine.
Better than last Monday. No, I've been to
Right.
the gym. I even showered and everything today. So yeah,
Wow, good for you.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, a
You
little
worked
bit
out
just
your muscles, I worked out my colon.
what's that?
I said you worked out your muscles, and I worked out my colon and my liver, because coffee enemas are about a liver detox.
And yeah, it was supposed to rain here, but it really hasn't. I mean, there's a couple of leaves that have blown down off the tree, but that's it. So yeah, I guess it's been worse further east, like in the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah, mountains and deserts. I read somewhere in all of this that they had gotten several inches. That's what she said. Yeah, so never miss an opportunity to be like Mike. Okay. Oh, Shannon's here. So let's go ahead and play her theme song. Let me scroll carefully so I don't get too dizzy. Here you go, Shannon.
Shannon, Shannon, Shannon is here. Hey, Dr. Shannon.
Okay, welcome. Oh, and I see that it is 11:11, at least on the West Coast. So I don't care what time it is wherever you are. It's 11:11 here. So let's make a wish. Here we go. Okay. So, wow. One guess as to what I didn't wish about today. Yeah, so handing over my edits and all the corrections and all the everything and the rewrites and everything over to my editor last night feels pretty great.
Yeah.
And I feel like my book is done, but I'm sure she will find ways to prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, at some point, that's up to you to, how much is enough. I mean,
Yeah.
this could go on for quite a while. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, the good news is I think she's really good at what she does. And I have no feelings of, oh, yeah, this bitch is going to milk me for for all I'm worth. No. And she's got lots of projects. So she's fitting me in between other stuff. And she's not lacking business. Yeah. And I'm thinking probably after this one, I'll be done. Yeah, but I want her. I completely rewrote 3 long chapters, condensed them into one, and it's ultimately my love story meeting Dave. Um, yeah, because she wrote me like a whole half page of notes on this isn't a book about your love story. It's a book about
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They could be
but
another book some other time. You write a book about that.
right, right. And yeah, I've been talking to a friend. We're talking about writing a book. Originally, I was going to call it Dave and Colleen's little book on big love, of big love. But I think
sounds
she's
great.
going to write it and I'll contribute to it. But yeah, but my love story is intricately tied to me discovering what I'm calling my magic. Yeah, and he plays a big part in it always. So anywho, so people are going to have to read about how I found the love of my life. And sorry in advance if that hurts you, but if that's hurting you, well, you need to look at that. Like, yeah, can't please everyone. So, and if anybody who has a problem with me having this kind of love in my life, fuck off.
Yeah.
um,
No, I always appreciate you, just even a lot of people don't have that in their lives, and I guess it could be a fine line between like rubbing people's face in it. But no, I like that
God, well, that's never what I want to do. Ugh.
exactly. No, I think that it's a good. I don't know. Yeah, it love isn't a total bust. It is real, and yeah, and if you're not happy, that's up to you, and what you do about that is up to you too. But just yeah, it's good to know that it's a good example, I guess.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the reasons I talk about it so openly, and because it's so different than anything I've ever experienced. And I've been with a lot of nice people, a lot. Just kidding, sort of. Yeah. but this is different. I want people to know that it exists. And as a result, I've walked many people through, well, finding their person. And then if they're married, when they find their person, well, guess who they talk to? Yeah. So, anywho, yeah. So, anything interesting happening in your world?
No, I wouldn't say that. I did finally. I'm official. I got all my got
Oh,
my bond filed with the court. I'm official notary public now. So
good.
yeah, so
Okay. So, how do you find people?
well, there's a few different services online that you like register with, and but yeah, I imagine at some point I should I start by letting my neighbors know
Hmm.
and my friends, and we'll go from there and word of mouth. And I mean, it's not like I'm going to get rich doing really where the money is as far as notary work is like if you get in as like a loan agent with a title
Right.
company or something like that, because you get the state says you can only get $15 per signature. So if you can go somewhere where you get 10 signatures at one time, that's obviously more efficient and more profitable.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I
we'll
have an
see.
idea. I have an idea for you.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get too excited. It's not a real idea. Well, it's an idea. Did you ever, by any chance, see the movie Bolero back in the day? It was a
I
long
did.
time ago.
Well, you mean the Dudley Moore movie?
No,
No, wait, no,
not,
that was
not,
10.
not where the song played in the movie
Yeah.
10. I'm talking about a follow-up starring Bo Derek.
No, I don't think I ever.
Bolero.
No.
I don't remember much about it, but I remember at some point, it was a very sexual movie, and at one point she's dating a bullfighter. Gross. But anyway, why is that still a thing? Bullfighting, gross.
I don't know.
Anyway, judgment aside, she's dating a bullfighter who gets bored in the nether region.
Oh,
Yeah,
ouch.
what I remember is as he was lying in bed, she looked at him and she said something like, I'll make that thing work again, and like that. Um, and then I guess it cuts to, or at least in my mind, it cuts to, a, and this is where this is the part that I'm talking about for you, Coop, and your business, is that it cuts to, I believe it was at an angle, and it was a pink neon sign that said ecstasy because she got his dick up, I guess, and was able to fuck him. I don't, whatever. She says in her classy way. So what I'm thinking for you is get a pink neon sign, put it in an angle that says notary or notary ecstasy. How about that? And maybe you'll draw a porn crowd or something. Anyway, I didn't say it was a real idea.
It's interesting that well, there's a lot of laws about how you can advertise to be a notary, especially like you're prohibited from advertising yourself as a notary in Spanish. Can't advertise because in South America, a notary implies that you're also an attorney. Only attorneys are notaries.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like, so people who speak Spanish don't get to know that there's a notary. So you'd have to
You can't,
something else
yeah,
in
you
Spanish.
can't, and there's all kinds of rules about what you can do as far as helping someone with their immigration papers and stuff like that. So, but they have like prescribed it can be no smaller than this size. It has to include these words, and so I mean, I think I could have a neon sign as long as I had that other sign in addition.
Make sure it's pink. And as I've indicated I've really emphasized for some unknown reason, at an angle. I'm not sure why this is an angle, but you don't want to see notary. Boring.
I'm the crooked notary.
Crooked notary. That's right. But it'll be ecstasy.
The askew notary.
Askew.
Askew.
Yeah. That kind of sounds like you're not really knowing how to do your job. So, okay, just whatever. Scratch that whole idea.
That's Kevin Smith's production. Kevin Smith, the director. Thanks for familiar with any of his movies. You ever see Kevin Smith? You're like Chasing Amy or Mallrats or that's his View Askew is the name of his company.
A View Askew.
View Askew.
View Askew.
View Askew.
That's cute. That's cute. Wow.
I'm a big fan. I really enjoyed some of his movies.
You know, I know of him, of course. I'm like, of course I know of him. Have I seen even one of his movies ever? Not that I know of. I've seen him in other things. Like I think he was on an episode or two of Big Bang Theory. Back in
Yeah.
the day.
But yeah, no, yeah, he's Silent Bob. There's Jay and Silent Bob's James Silent Bob Strike Back. That was a good funny movie. But
Clerks.
like, he has some really serious, like Chasing Amy was pretty funny, but it was also really, really serious, and there's some pretty intense emotional.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So just too many fucks though. It's like it says it so often. It's like not natural. I mean, I get it, but I even someone that swears a lot doesn't swear that much,
Sounds
Because
like my editor.
put Tarantino too a little bit. There's too many. Just it detracts. It starts to lose its emotional weight.
That's what my editor said too.
Yeah, too many fucks. So
Yeah, on my notes, she pointed out how many times she didn't just point out the fucks, but she pointed out other phrases I use repeatedly, and like, oh, you just don't know how you talk until you have an editor, and then it's like, oh, this is embarrassing. But yeah, there were like 40 fucks, and I think she only took out like 8. But when you read my book, when you see the word effing written out,
that's her.
that was Julie. That was.
Okay.
But I'm like, okay, like I don't want to be offensive, but I'll tell you one thing. I've been told time and time again, when I start a session with a new person who doesn't know me, and I tell them, or I ask them, is my swearing going to bother you? It's not like I always swear throughout a session, but sometimes, yeah, that's kind of my lazy 13-year-old boy way of, punctuation. But what people tell me is more than often than not is like, no, it doesn't bother them. They swear too, and it makes them trust me more.
It's genuine. It's authentic. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am my mother's daughter. I remember her, like, I don't remember her swearing all the time by any means, but I remember her telling me on more than one occasion, like, she's like, I like looking like this nice older lady, but being at the store and then throwing out a fuck or something. I mean, I'm sure when appropriate, she's not a weirdo, but, well, I haven't seen her for a while, but I don't think she's a weirdo. Okay, we have some comments here, so let's just check them out. So Dr. Shannon loves the Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you marry it? Just kidding. Kiwi. Dogma. I never saw that one either.
Oh, yeah, I love Dogma. That was really good.
And I love Jason Lee too. But yeah.
Yeah, he was in Chasing Amy with Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay. Pauline, you need to see his movies. Okay, I'm listening. Dave just saw PB's Big Adventure for the first time, so maybe it's time for me to explore the world of Kevin Smith. Yeah, I always thought, is it Silent Bob? Like, like I said, I've never seen any of those movies, but I always thought he was kind of hot.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight since then. Though I guess he had some surgery or whatever. Yeah, I heard all about all the Clerks.
Was he overweight?
Yeah, he's pretty hefty.
Really? Silent Bob?
Yeah.
He's the tall one, right?
He wears a big trench coat. Yeah, he's pretty rotund.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he back in the day?
He's like you say, he's lost a lot of weight in the last 10 years or so. But yeah,
Wait. I'm talking about back in the day when I would have seen a clip and think.
Jason Mewes, and you're talking about Jay. Jason Mewes, the long-haired guy.
Yeah, that's Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay is hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess he was in some porn movies for a while.
Good to know. And thank you, Shannon.
Oh, he was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, actually. Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
Wow, I haven't seen that either. Where have I been?
That's a pretty movie.
I guess I've been on Love Island, which is on 6 days a week. It's just not on hump day. Yeah, and sometimes you see them, like, you can tell people are humping under the sheets. But anyway, it's amazing what can be on TV.
Can you wait?
And all is going well still with Ellie and her wounds?
Yeah, he's great. Now the one on her shoulder looks like it's getting a little bit bigger and harder. So I'm wondering if it's going to pop at some point too. So we'll deal with that when it comes.
Does it seem to be hurting her?
No.
Yeah. She'll let you know, right?
Yeah. Can you wait just a little bit?
Wow, Shannon is full of information today. So Shannon
Yeah.
says H was or is a heroin addict.
I did hear that.
Wow. Wow. Well, some pretty cool people have been heroin addicts, so good for you, Jay. Just keeping it cool. Just keeping it cool. I remember being a kid and I was in our garage that was turned into like a rumpus room, rumpus, and like that's where there was a TV and couches and a pool table and washer dryer, of course. Anyway, and I would do a lot of crafts out there, and I think I was probably in like sixth or seventh grade, and I was watching, I believe it was 2020 because that's what all the kids watch. And I was watching 2020, and they were talking about different famous musicians who were on the Yam Yam heroin
Ah,
and riding the horse. Um, and I was making at the moment. I remember I was making for individual Christmas ornaments, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, and painstakingly using straight pins to put in sequins to spell out each name. Anyway, and I was horrified to hear that Steely Dan, like they had been heroin addicts or something. And I was like, oh. And I remember getting up the courage because I love the Beatles so much. And I remember getting up the courage to ask my mom, did the Beatles do drugs? Because it had been pounding in my head, and I was terrified of drugs,
yeah.
because drugs are bad and good. And I was so scared. And it's like, oh my God, these people. And of course, the teachers, we'd sing Simon and Garfunkel songs, and then they'd tell us all about how fucking miserable they were. And anyway,
Good point.
but apparently being miserable and on drugs makes you really creative. So
Like
anyhow,
that was Jerry Garcia's thing, was
hmm.
riding the horse.
Oh really, Jerry?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Was it because he lost a finger?
I don't think so. I think it was just I don't know. In the '60s, he probably fell into it. I mean, just everyone was around doing it, and yeah, that was his thing. And yeah, and well, speedballs, heroin and cocaine mixed together. That was always popular.
Isn't that what killed John Belushi?
I think so. I believe that was, yes.
I just read a thing about Jane Curtin, and she was talking about how she had a hard time with John Belushi, but then she also said she never really knew John Belushi because he was an addict.
Oh, the whole time.
Back then, so. And it wasn't that many years after Saturday Night Live. Well, that started in '75, and they were on it for a few years, but not ready for primetime players. And then just not that many years later, in the '80s, he died, right?
Aries really needs to go potty. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. I might start the magic, but you can catch up.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, well, let's just remove him from the screen until he gets back. Okay, well, that's probably enough talking about heroin. Yeah, good stuff. How about we do some magic? Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick grounding for anybody watching now or in the future. And just a reminder, whether you're watching now or in the future, the magic is here for you anytime. So that being said, I'm gonna pick. What chakra? How about third eye? Let's go with third eye today. That's the sixth chakra. Yeah. So, and the color is Roy G. Biv indigo. So, anyway, if you're playing, let's go ahead and ground from this chakra. So here we go. Close your eyes if you can. All right. So we're gonna that light, the indigo. I was gonna say flavored, colored light. Let it expand out and out and out, ultimately to the far reaches of the universe. We're also going to send some of that down into beautiful Mother Earth Gaia, bring up some of her beautiful grounding energy. Also, we're going to open up our crown chakras and allow in the cosmic energy to swirl through our energy fields, meeting up with Gaia so that it creates an interface between heaven and earth. So, that being said, okay. So let's go ahead and get out. Oh, I know what I was going to do, but I'm going to wait till Coop gets back for this because he doesn't want to miss it. Okay, So that being said, so my name is Colleen. Yes. My name is Bob. No. Okay. Nor is it Silent Bob or Jay. Um, wow, heroin. That's a bummer. Yeah. Okay. So that being said, it's safe and appropriate to work with the group today. Yep. Okay. Are there any dead people for us to invite to the light? Yep. Okay. So putting out the announcement. This is for you watching now or in the future. If there are any deceased or dead people or stuck souls with you or around you looking for an exit strategy, this is your chance to go home to the light. Care O, my most popular dead person go-to guy, Jesus. Okay, so are there any dead people that are ready to move on to the light? Yep. Jesus, are you ready to take them home? Yep. Okay, give us a moment. Okay. What if I really fell asleep right then? That would be awkward. Okay. So, okay. Have we successfully released the dead people to the light? Yes. Oh, look who's back. Look who's back. Hello. All good. All right. Oh, unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Do what I say. Okay, before we move on, so we released some dead people, we grounded, but before we do some more magic, I just wanted to, first of all, I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. I really want to. I think it's going like digital release sometime in September. But I'm intrigued, I must say. But I wanted to show off. I have a couple of really old Barbies. They're from the mid 60s. Yeah, and look at that bouffant hairdo. Oh, it's kind of over her eyes, but her eyes, I don't know if you can tell, but they're like super, I can do this. They're kind of sexy and like, kind of like, if there was a sound attached to it, it'd be apparently. And yes, where'd I get this great dress? Stop exposing yourself so much. Where'd I get this great dress? The big old snaps on the back. We made this. That's right.
Oh,
Probably, late elementary school. And I played with Barbies for longer than one might admit. I mean, not like into high school or anything, but I was probably still playing with them a little bit in junior high. But my more important collector's item is this guy. And I always thought he was a Ken, but I've seen Michael Cera, I've seen him in interviews talking about the Barbie movie, and apparently he played not a Ken, but he played Alan.
I didn't know
Alan.
there was more than one.
Hmm?
I thought there was just Ken. I didn't know there was more than one guy.
Yeah, well, I think this must be an Alan, and he's kind of like washed out looking, and so you can see like Michael Cera, who I love.
Yeah.
You can see how Michael Cera might be playing an Alan, and sadly, this Alan, I can't see it too much now. It just kind of looks like a little 5 o'clock shadow. But we had made him Hitler or something like that when I was a kid. Apparently, he was a bad guy. He wasn't just bland; he was a bad guy too. Anyway, and he's got this spiffy like safari outfit that I did not make, but with like a real zipper and everything. So it's pretty sweet. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and do some magic. Okay, let me get ready here. Only so much room on the desk. Okay, so it's safe and appropriate to do some magic for the group. Yep. Okay, this is something on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. No. This is in column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. In row 1. No. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay. All right. So what's showing up is, do you like my disappointment almost every time something comes up? Yeah, so I'm being led to a chart that I haven't used for a while. Okay, so basically it's a chart of different organs. Wow, that's how my brain works. Immediately, when I said the word organ, which of course I'm talking about internal organs in our bodies, but when I think about organs, like it's probably not a thing anymore. I haven't been to a mall for how many, I don't know how many years. But remember how it used to be really common, like that there'd be like organ stores,
Yeah.
like organs, like I need you need that demonstration. And like being at a certain age, walking with my mom at the mall, and inevitably she'd start dancing, as we continued to walk past every fucking organ store. Like there was more than one if I recall correctly. Um, and just being mortified. Well, first of all, I was with a parent, so that was just mortifying. And I have to say, my parents were really okay with that. They didn't freak out that we were like, I don't want to be seen with you because you're my parents. Yeah, but walking past the organ stores is like, ugh. But then there came a time when I got too old enough where it's like, how can you not dance when there's some dude out front playing some organ music? Not that it's good music, but it's just like it's an opportunity to move around and be silly. Anyway, so sorry, mom. Yeah. Anyway, back to the chart. How have 36 minutes already passed? Like, as always, this show is included. I'm constantly baffled by the passage of time. Okay, so that being said, so I'm being led to this chart, which I call it emotional connections to organs. So that being said, let's go through the list painstakingly and see what's showing up somehow for the group. And Shannon said Illinois. So, okay. Thanks, Shannon. Okay, so let's see. Let's just go through adrenals, gallbladder, heart, hypothalamus, kidneys, large intestine, liver, lungs, ovaries, testes, pancreas, parathyroid. Are we on the right track? Yeah. Okay. I wasn't getting a yes on anything. Just want to make sure. Okay. So parathyroid gland, pineal gland, pituitary, small intestine, spleen. Okay. Let's just make sure that these others aren't our winners. So thymus, thyroid, urinary bladder, fascia, mitochondria. Okay. So spleen. So according to my list here, spleen indicates, or that's about self-esteem issues. And I don't know if I talked about it. I probably did. I was having trouble with my tongue, which sounds pornographic, but it's not. I was having trouble speaking clearly without kind of sounding like I was drunk, and it felt like it was something in the back of my tongue. And Dave, I did some energy work around it, but then Dave did some of his magic. Oh, and by the way, he just got a text this morning before he went to the office, and it was another woman he's helped get pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of one of his specialties, is helping women get pregnant, stay pregnant. Um,
that's really cool.
it's going in a bad direction. Yeah, and have successful deliveries and healthy babies and all that. And he was happy to brag that this was this woman's second that he and one of the acupuncturists at the office had been working with closely, nutritionally and acupuncture, chiropractic, etc. So that's pretty great. I love that that's one of his passions, and we are child-free by choice, but he's happy to get others pregnant, if you will. Yeah. So that being said, where was I going? Oh yeah, self-esteem and spleen. So the night that I told him, like, I should have had Painfully Frank come and tell him this news because I was kind of nervous to tell him, like, yeah, I felt like my tongue's not working right. I felt okay about it because I knew there would be something behind it that needed addressing because that's how I roll. So I don't get scared by these things. But I knew he was going to freak out and go to the worst case scenario because that's his training from his mom. But anyway, and when he checked me, and he's an AK doctor, applied kinesiology. So I don't know if Shannon, do you remember the AK docs or students at school? Man, they were intense and they like had to learn so much extra shit because it's quite complicated. I dare say it's a little bit how I do my work now, but not in chiropractic. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. But Dave had found regarding my tongue thing through all his different interesting muscle testing tricks, he found that my spleen was involved, or the spleen channel was involved, or meridian. And apparently, at least one branch of it terminates at the back of the tongue or the base of the tongue. Yeah. And I felt pretty fine ever since. Yeah, especially not feeling so stressed out. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be happening. So that's great. Anyway, enough about me. So, spleen and self esteem. So, I've never had any self esteem issues. So, um, yeah, I
Nobody I
have
know
a
does
lot
either.
less than I used to. That's good. What'd you say?
Nobody I know does either.
I've never known anybody with self-esteem issues. Yeah, that must be hard. Just kidding. So let's just see what shows up around that. So, is there some spleen slash self-esteem issue to look at for the group? Yeah. Is it spleen, like the organ spleen specific? No. So we're looking at self-esteem. Okay. So there's something around self-esteem for us to address for the group. Yes. This is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. No. This is in column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. In row 1. Yes. In row 3. No. Okay. So that leads me to my dimensions chart. So the idea being that we have different dimensions. So let's see which one resonates for the group today. This is in column A. No. Column B. Yes. Column C. D. No. Okay. In an odd numbered row. Yes. In row 1. Yeah. In row 3? No. Okay, autonomy dimension. Well, if you really have full autonomy, I'm just making shit up, but what pops into my brain is if you had full autonomy, like maybe you'd have less self-esteem issues, because who gives a fuck what anybody else says? I'm my own boss and I care how I think about me. Anyway, maybe I'm going in the wrong direction here, but whatever. Okay, whatever. You get what you pay for here. Yeah. Do a deeper dive on your own self-esteem. Give me a call. Yeah. So, but that's what's showing up, autonomy dimensions regarding our self-esteem. So, our souls are the only souls that inhabit our autonomy dimension. Yes. So it's not a spirit attachment issue. Okay. So there's something we can do to clean up our autonomy dimensions regarding our self-esteem. Yes. This is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yeah. In row 1. Yes. In row 3, 5. Okay. So that takes me to a negative portal. So let me just make a note to myself, since we're turning many corners already. So we're looking at portal. Okay. So there's a negative portal connecting us, or those of us who need this, to somewhere, let's just say, connecting you to energy from Shittsville, USA. How about that? So something you don't want to be connected to. This is a dimensional spiral portal. No, this is a seal 'em up. Yep. Okay, so easy. All right. This portal is in column A. Column B. No. Column C. Yes. Okay. This is in an odd numbered row. No. In an even numbered row. Yes. In row 2. Yeah. Row 4. 6. Okay. Wow. Holy shit. Like, this is one of those times where I don't look at my charts when I'm doing this. Like, I really try to keep my influence out of it. But this one is just like a little too on the nose. So it resonates as anybody who needs this needs a portal cut or sealed up to negative self-image programming. So it's called a negative self-image programming portal. Wow. Okay. So it's safe and appropriate from the light to go ahead and seal this mofo up now. Yep. For whoever needs it. Yep. Okay. Are we ready? We are. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. So have we successfully sealed up this negative self-image programming portal? Yes. Okay. All right. Is there something else for us to address regarding this autonomy dimension, regarding our self-esteem? Yeah. This is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. No. In column B. No. It's kind of taking its time. Okay. Well, so that leads us to, yeah, I don't have a column C, but then there's all this craziness on the side. That's what column C would be. So let's see what it is. I don't know why I'm showing that. Okay. Incarnation issue. A no. Supported optimism infusion upgrade. No. Heart secret. No. Disabled ambition. No. Witnessing lineage despair. Okay. Witnessing lineage despair. Those are the words that resonate. And it's shown up so infrequently, but it showed up like twice the other day where I did some really interesting sessions, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I feel like I'm being up leveled, which is fun. Which, what do I talk about that in my book? Yeah. Okay. All right. A little bit. Okay. So witnessing lineage despair. So I don't think I need to explain any more around that. So I'm going to go ahead and witness and lineage despair for whoever needs it. So it's safe and appropriate to witness lineage despair for whoever needs it now, watching now, or in the future. Yep, this is safe and appropriate from the light. Yep, we're ready. We are. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. Have we successfully witnessed this lineage despair for whoever needs it, watching now or in the future? Yep. And something I do say at least a few times sprinkled throughout my book is seriously, sometimes just being witnessed can be miraculous for realsies. Okay, so is there anything else we need to clean up regarding this autonomy dimension? No. So we're complete with that? We are. Okay, and getting back to spleen, representing self-esteem stuff, is there something else for us to address regarding the spleen slash self-esteem issue? No. Okay, is there something else to do for the group? Yeah. This is on my master menu. Uh-huh. Like I'm trying not to breathe because I don't want to move my hand because it's so tiny, but okay. So this is on my master menu. Yeah, this is in column A, in an odd numbered row. No. In row 2. Yeah. Okay, that leads me to trapped or stuck negative emotional energy. What's that you ask? Do I talk about that in my book too? My take on it? Yeah. But wait, Colleen, you couldn't possibly explain how to do it and give out freely your charts, your magical charts. That's where you're wrong. I do. Okay. And I know I joke around about it and I'm self-deprecating, but I'm not fucking kidding. Learn how to do this and it'll fucking change your life. Just saying. Okay. I also say that a lot in my book, and Julie left in most of them, I think, because I often say like that. I make this bold statement, and it's like just saying. Anyway, Jesus, what an experience this has been, and thank you, thank you for anybody who's hung in there and listened to me whine about this process. It's really been helpful. It's like, well, I'm being witnessed by you, which is really helpful. Anyway, so this trapped emotion is in column A. No. Column B. Yes. Column C. No. Okay. In an odd numbered row. No. In row 2. 4. 6. Okay. It looks like energy of persecution. Ooh. Wow. Well, I definitely talk about that in my book. Yeah. Persecution. well, I guess persecution isn't just for magic people or people with gifts throughout time. Um, yeah, it can be present day as well, but that's where I go when I think of persecution. But anyway, so regardless of this persecution, um, do we need to know more about this in order to clean it up for anybody who needs this? There is more to understand. Okay, are we holding this by any chance in our spleens? Okay, well, that was a quick yes, so I'm going to go with that. Um, all right, anywhere else to note? Nope. Okay, so we need to clear out some persecution energy from our spleens, which is associated with self-esteem issues. Yes. Okay. Um, well, I can make a case for that. If you've been persecuted for anything, and people have, tried to make you feel really shitty about what you do and who you are, that could really affect one's self-esteem. Yeah. Okay, so it's safe and appropriate, and we're ready to go ahead and clear this energy of persecution for whoever needs it from their spleens or our spleens. Yep. Okay, safe and appropriate from the light. We're ready. Okay. So we're sending all of this energy, this vibration, this frequency of persecution from our spleens. We're sending that energy all to the light. And in the space once occupied by this persecution, namely our spleens, we're going to fill up our spleen energy, or our spleen areas with energy of, first of all, safety, security, and serenity. It's safe to be us in this lifetime. Thanks, Kufu, for reminding me of that. Read more about that in the book. Anyway, drink. Let's see. Let's also fill ourselves up with energy of peace and calm. About energy of stability, worthiness, understanding, and forgiveness, ultimately. Okay, let's top that off with a dollop of love, filling up our spleens. Okay, so have we successfully cleared this persecution energy from our spleens? Yep. Okay, is there anything else to clean up regarding this energy of spleen and self-esteem? Nope. So we're complete with that? Yes. Okay, is there anything else to do magic-wise for the group today? Nope. Should we call it a day? Yep. Let's leave it at that. Any parting words, Coop?
No, just as always, I'm feeling much better. Wasn't feeling bad when I got here, but yeah, I'll always feel better when we're done. So thank you.
Yeah, me too. I already felt good going in, but I feel good too. And I'm just like, okay, this is something. So, well, sort of. So the other night, we watched the new Tracy Morgan stand-up special, which is, I forget where it is. It's probably on HBO or Max. And some of it was kind of like, but then of course, Tracy being Tracy was hilarious. Astronaut Jones is one of my favorite things ever. Not that he talked about that, but I love Astronaut Jones from Saturday Night Live. Oh, and I'm Brian Fellow.
Oh, the animal guy.
Oh my God, why is that monkey looking at me? Oh, so good. So I love him, and man, did he make us laugh hard. But what was my point bringing him up? There had to have been a point.
You didn't say where we were going. That was the beginning of your story. Sunday night, you guys were watching that, and
oh my God, this is gonna hit me. The answer, wherever the hell I was going, it'll hit me later, and then I'm gonna be like, dope. But I'll just tell you right now. I'll just do it. Dope. Tracy Morgan. What the hell?
I think he was incidental to where you were headed.
Well, I don't know where I was headed, but he does some funny shit about having sex with older ladies. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, wow, where was I going? I don't know. Oh well. You're not welcome. You're not welcome. You're welcome to my goofiness. Anyway, I just should have stopped when I was ahead. Yeah, but anyway, well, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my whining and all my silliness. And if I can be of any assistance to you, you can always check me out at energyhealingwithcolleen.com. And if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, shame on you. Go to this website and sign up for my weekly newsletter. Yeah, and let's see. And we'll leave it at this. Yvonne says, thank you both. Always magical. Thanks, Yvonne.
Sure, everybody for being here.
Okay, thanks, guys. And so here I go. I'm going to try to line up my dismount here with my beautiful theme song. Thank you. I love you. I love you, Coop. I'll see you all next Monday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You are magic, magic. We are magic.